Federal investigators have released their final report on the toxic train wreck in East Palestine, Ohio.
The report shows what caused the disaster last year, and investigators were critical of the railway, Norfolk Southern, in its response. Here's ABC's Alex Prochet.
This morning, the NTSB with a scathing report on the East Palestine train derailment, detailing a laundry list of failures that led to the crash and put people needlessly at risk.
The absence of a fatality or injury doesn't mean the presence of safety.
Federal investigators reaffirmed an overheated wheel bearing led to the derailment of more than 36 cars. The agency says the situation was made worse by a series of missteps by Norfolk Southern Railways, faulty track sensors, and delayed communication about the toxic cargo on board that train. Investigators say a wheel bearing on car 23 overheated, sparking a fire. And a trackside sensor did not properly register the bearing's temperature and warn the crew, despite that wheel bearing being on fire for miles.
How does a bearing that was on fire only read 103 degrees Fahrenheit over the Salem hot bearing detector?
Another failure, according to the NTSB, happened when firefighters showed up to battle the blaze unprepared because the fire destroyed the train's hazardous chemical placards. It took Norfolk Southern an hour to alert first responders about the toxic chemicals they were exposed to. The NTSB also pointed out it was unnecessary for Norfolk Southern to recommend firefighters perform a, quote, vent and burn, which potentially caused further health hazards. But Chairwoman Jennifer Hamady spent the closing minutes of the hours-long meeting tearing into Norfolk Southern, alleging the railroad operator delayed sharing data, cut corners, and even threatened NTSB personnel to, quote, move on from this during the investigation.
Norfolk Southern's actions were unconscionable, and I want everyone who works with the NTSB, everyone who works with the NTSB on current investigations and future investigations to understand this. We are impervious to anything but the truth.
Alex Prochet, ABC News, Columbus, Ohio.
And in a statement, Norfolk Southern said it appreciates the NTSB's investigation and the acknowledgement of the steps that Norfolk Southern has taken to improve safety. In April, the rail operator agreed to a $600 million settlement.